The sole purpose of this video is to provide a basic overview and orientation of your new apparatus. This video is not intended to act as or replace individualized driver-operator training. Individual fire departments may base guidelines, policies, and procedures tailored for best practices. Pierce Manufacturing and Hughes Fire Equipment representatives are not liable for injuries caused from acts resulting from actions inconsistent with the information provided within this video and/or accompanying manuals. Refer to the Operation and Maintenance Manual for complete details relating to the components and features of this apparatus. Only trained personnel should operate this vehicle or perform maintenance. You are responsible for learning how to operate this fire apparatus under all conditions without having to refer to the manual while operating at an emergency incident. This video will discuss types of warnings and caution labels. It is your responsibility to locate and identify each of the labels and understand the importance and associated hazards. Warning labels will point out procedure that must be taken or action that must be avoided to guard against the possibility of serious injury or death. Caution labels will advise you that there is a risk of damage to property if certain precautions are not followed. Continuous training, reviewing of operation and service manuals, developing good standardized practices will assist driver operators with a more complete understanding of the components and operation of this fire apparatus. As the driver operator of this vehicle, you are responsible for understanding the function of each component of the apparatus, maintaining control of the fire apparatus at all times while in operation. Make operational and functional changes while operating at an emergency without having to read operator's instructions or safety warning labels. Operate manual override and emergency shutdown procedures immediately if a component fails to operate properly. Components location may vary with each Pierce fire apparatus. Review the exact location of each component prior to operation. Major inconsistencies between your vehicle and the information contained in this video should be directed to your sales representative. Safe operation of any vehicle is the responsibility of the driver operator. You must learn the location and function of all controls, switches, gauges, valves, inlets, and discharges. Due to a higher center of gravity, heavy trucks have a significantly higher rollover tendency than other types of vehicles. To reduce the risk of rollover, avoid making sharp turns, excessive speed, and avoid abrupt maneuvers. In the event of a rollover crash, an unbelted person is significantly more likely to become injured or die than a person wearing a seatbelt. In the event of a crash, unbuckled occupants can also become a hazard to other occupants, as they may be thrown around inside the cab. Seatbelts are required while in operation. Please refer to your warranty certificates for details and information enclosed in your manuals. Customer-installed equipment must be mounted to withstand road travel and comply with NFPA 1901. Modifications such as drilling holes or welding to structural frame components of the chassis are not permitted. Contact Pierce for instruction and review of non-structural sheet metal or other dissimilar metals for modification. Follow the radio installation guide for further assistance on installing or mounting electronics. Before placing your new apparatus into service, perform a primary inspection of key components of the apparatus, including all fluid levels, anti-lock braking systems, electronic stability control, and automatic traction control. Weigh your apparatus to ensure that it conforms to axle and brake ratings. Never exceed the gross axle rating printed on the label inside the cab. Exceeding these ratings could lead to reduced component life, personal injury, or death. Review the use of auxiliary braking systems, compression brake, exhaust brake, electronic retarder, and hydraulic retarder. Before placing the apparatus in service, refer to the operational maintenance manuals. Information on the operation and maintenance functions for the components such as the pump, pressure governor, and foam systems, along with other options, is provided in either the Pierce manuals and/or other manufacturer support information delivered with the apparatus. If you need more information, please contact Hughes Fire Equipment. Congratulations, Clark County, Nevada, on your new apparatus, job number 30899. Please utilize that job number when referencing this vehicle with Hughes Fire Equipment and Pierce Manufacturing. Let's go over a brief orientation of your new apparatus. Generalized view here of the side of your apparatus. We'll break down some of the components. First, let's start down at the front bumper area. As you can see on the left-hand side, we're starting. This is going to be dual electronic sirens. Moving in from that location, you have dual air horns. Located in the very center is your unit identifier. Located in the top of the bumper, you'll find a tub storage location for hose storage in addition with 2 straps. You'll also have found top mounted here is your mechanical siren. Moving up onto the body, you'll find your turn indicators on the right and left. Located in that same area as the headlight cluster. The outer beams are the low beams and the inner beam is the high beam. Moving up from that, you'll find an emergency warning lights cluster forward facing. Let's take a look at the top of the apparatus just over the windshield. This is a forward facing floodlight. And as we look to the very top of the brow of the apparatus, these are your forward facing running lights. Located in the very center, the black device, that is your Opticom. Here are some generalized pictures here, or close-ups of those things that we just talked about. Once again, headlight cluster and emergency lights. Moving down onto the bumper, air horn, and siren. Let's move up to just above this location. That's that top of your bumper. That's the location of your mechanical siren. Inside the tub storage location, you'll find a front discharge. That's an 1.5 inch swivel. It is capable of foam and water. Underneath the apparatus, let's take a look. You have 2 tow hooks right and left. On the very far right-hand side of the image, you'll find the drain port for that front tubbed location for your front discharge. You also have 2 mirrors. In the consistency of these mirrors, they have a top portion that is going to be convexed. The lower portion here is the flat portion. Moving back down to the front bumper on each side, there are side-facing warning lights in addition with safety labeling. As we move here to the general view of the side of your apparatus, we'll break down some of the components there. Let's talk just in front of the front wheel. This is the location of your shore line inlet. It is a 20 amp plug, and it also has a light for indicating that it is plugged in. Located on the body, you'll also find a side-facing tank indicator and also a warning light. Generalized view here of the midsection of your pump. We'll break down some of the components there. Let's first start at the very bottom section. In this area, you'll find 2 fold-down step locations and also tubbed hose storage. At the very top, you'll find your crosslay number 1, which is yellow color-coded, and also your number 2 crosslay. This is white color-coded. These are also both foam-capable. The upper section here, you'll find a 2.5 inch crosslay that also has the ability to gather water and foam. Let's break down some of the components of the pump. This is going to be your water tank level indicator. Moving to the right of that, this is your pump intake. Moving to the right, this is your pump discharge. Just beneath that, on the very far right-hand side, you'll find 2 ports. This is going to be your test ports for vacuum and pressure. They currently have plugs in them. Let's move down to the actual side of the apparatus here. Just underneath that area, you'll find an entanglement warning label. And as we move up to the top, you're going to find all of your valves here for crosslays 1, 2, also your passenger side crosslays. The upper right-hand corner, you're going to find your engine cooler. Those are twist, not pull. Just beneath that is your recirculating. As we move further down on the pump panel, you'll find your prime with an information caution label regarding RPMs required to operate that. Just beneath that, you're also going to find a panel light switch, and in the red, you'll find an air horn switch. As we move further down, you'll find a variety of different switches here for your reel rewind, in addition with floodlights and also passenger side and driver side floodlights.
Just beneath that, you'll also find a pump engaged indicator. This is also the location here across the bottom. You can see they're covered currently. Those are your 2.5 discharge ports. And just above that in green was your large diameter discharge. Let's move to the right-hand side here, generalized view here of your pump panel on this side. Let's start first with the pump boss. This is your throttle and pressure control for the Cummins engine. As you move to the right, you'll find this small black indicator. This is actually a speaker or audible indicator. To the right, you'll find your Pierce maintenance schedule at 150, 200, and 250 psi. This red section here, or placard area, this is your Pierce foam system. It also has the control panel on the left-hand side, and on the very right, your foam is carried in a foam tank A and has an indicator as to its contents for fill. Close up here once again of those real rewind, passenger side light, and floodlights, and also your gauge pump indicator. Let's go ahead and move just further down onto the pump panel itself. As we move down, you'll find in the center your large diameter intake with a strainer. As you move to the left-hand side, you'll find a 2.5-inch auxiliary inlet. At the very bottom of this, you'll find all of your discharge drains. You can see there's a slight deviation from all the others. The one on the left, this is going to be for your auxiliary for easy identification. Once again, they're all color-coded and labeled. Let's take a look at the right-hand side of the pump. This is going to be your pump drain. You also have an air inlet. Just beneath that, you can see all of the other drains we mentioned earlier, and also a air inlet control. And just beneath that, your foam system. And we'll talk a little bit what's behind this access door here in the next set of images. To the right, this is your foam inlet. Looking inside the compartment here, this is the compartment regarding the foam lever. It's currently in a position for normal operations. When it's moved in the upright position, it's for fill. Just underneath the pump panel, you'll find 2 additional drains. Let's take a look inside your roll-up compartment doors here. As we access those compartment doors, we'll talk a little bit about some of the components. You can see in the very bottom, you have a roll-out shelf, 2 fixed shelves, but let's look at the very top here. This is going to be your auto charger. It's plugged into shore power, in addition with your air compressor. You will find on the right-hand side of this compartment, this is a latch to allow that bottom tubbed storage location to be pulled in the outward position. Let's move to the area near the rear of the apparatus and the rear tire. There are a variety of compartment doors here. Let's first check behind the first compartment door just above this marker light. You'll find this latched door. Behind that latched door is bottle storage location. This compartment has the ability to have 2 bottle storage locations in here. As we move further back, just over the rear wheel, you'll find in a side-facing emergency warning light. And as we move further back behind that, you'll find an additional compartment door here. Once we gain access into this door, you'll find this location for all of your fuels. In the blue cap is your DEF, in the silver cap is your diesel fuel. Moving up just above this location, you'll find an additional roll-up door. Once we gain access behind this door, you'll find you have the ability for adjustable shelves. They are currently mounted, and also a pull strap located in the center. Let's move to the very rear compartment here behind this roll-up door. Same concept inside. You have lighting, in addition a pull-out style door on the very bottom or shelf, and also a tool rack system here on the top section. There is on the upper left-hand corner or on the lower left-hand corner, there is also a latching mechanism. This will allow it to maintain its current position, but this is also where you release it to restore it back to normal. The very bottom area, as you can see, this is a pull-out style shelf. The right-hand side of that shelf has the latch release to allow the shelf to be pulled to its out fully extended position. Let's move up to the top of the apparatus. You can see a side-facing floodlight, and just above that you'll find also an additional floodlight. Emergency warning lights and also floodlights located in this area. Generalized view of the rear of the apparatus will cover some of the components within this area in the next set of images. At the very top of the apparatus, you'll find these adjustable floodlights. They're currently in a rear-facing position, but they can move into any location. You also have scene lights, grab handles on the right-hand side, and markers in the upper left. You can see you have adjustable hose bed. There are also discharge ports here, and I'd also point out the traffic advisor and warning labels regarding pressurized caps and removing those caps. Let's take a look on the left-hand side. You'll have your hose bed lights and also your rear floodlights, and just beneath that, you have your set of cluster, which houses all of your lights here for turn, brake, and also reverse. As we access inside this compartment, you'll find you have an additional storage location here for a variety of long storage items. Once again, the very bottom, brake, turn, and reverse lights. You can see that there are additional steps and also step lights in this area. Let's now focus on the opposite side of the apparatus. You can see at the very top you have two discharge ports, but let's take a look at that compartment on the right-hand side. Inside this compartment, this will be your ground ladders, 24 and 14-foot roof, folding, and pike poles. Underneath the apparatus, you have perimeter lighting in addition with backup lights and fold-down steps. In the center compartment behind this roll-up compartment door, you have an additional pull-out shelf and upper fixed shelf. On the right-hand side is the mechanism indicated here. Generalized view here of the side of your apparatus just to get a sense of where we're talking. Let's first start in the upper left-hand corner of the rear of the apparatus. You can see you have a side-facing light. In addition, with at the very top, you can see this small portion of the attic ladder or folding ladder. These are telescoping floodlights here on the side. They have the ability to lift up and also rotate, and there is the black handle for adjusting those in the direction you choose. Let's move to the rear compartment here behind this roll-up door. Once accessed, you'll find additional storage here with folding shelves, with adjustable shelves, and also a pull strap. Moving to the very front section here, just over the rear wheel, you'll find three different access points. First, let's talk about some of the access and what those are behind those compartment doors. Let's access this door here. This is bottle storage. There will be one bottle location in this area. As we move forward to that location to gain access, this is also a diesel fuel location. Moving forward to that, you'll find a side-facing warning light. And moving further forward to this location, you'll find an additional access door for bottle storage. Same configuration, just beneath that bottle storage location, you'll find a warning label regarding your hot exhaust and to be cautious in where you park because of potential ignition of other types of materials within its path. Let's now go ahead and move just up above that to the center compartment, mid-cab area here, or mid-body area. Once we access this door, you'll find a clean compartment here with an additional storage locations and also the ability to add shelving at a later time. Let's move to this compartment here, roll-up door. Once we gain access into this compartment, you'll find storage, two adjustable shelves in this location, and also a pull-down strap for those shelves. This compartment does have a 12-volt access point. It is a barrel style in the upper right-hand corner. Generalized view, midship area. We'll break down some of the components within this area. Same through compartments for crosslays 1 and 2, in addition with the crosslay for the 2.5. In the left-hand corner, you'll find once again a pressure warning label and also a fall label. That is for pressurized vessels here, as for example the caps. Behind this access door, we'll talk about in the next set of images. There are two discharge 2.5-inch ports here, in addition with a large diameter discharge, and just beneath that, currently uncapped, you'll find your large diameter pump intake. To the right-hand side, you'll find some switches. We'll talk about those as we get a little bit closer into it. And just beneath that, another additional access door. And on the very far right-hand side, this is your cab lift. General orientation of where things are located. We'll talk about those components here in the next set of images. Let's start first with the access door in the upper right-hand corner. This is just underneath those crosslays. As we gain access here, this is a cap which houses your water strainer for your pump. As we move down the two switches, this is your rewind on the passenger side and also the passenger side floodlight control. Let's move down general view here. You can see I have an additional 2.5-inch auxiliary inlet. This is also the location behind the lower compartment door for your relief valve shutoff. Once accessed inside, you can see there is a ball valve located just inside of this compartment. Looking down at the base here, you'll find those two fold down steps in addition with a tubbed storage location for hose. And on the left-hand side, you'll find two fold down steps. Upper compartment here, you're going to find your master stream device. You're also going to find your hydraulic oil reservoir. You're also going to find your master stream device here, which has an extension on it and also a work light. Let's take a look at the side of your apparatus here. This is the front cab. At the very top here, we'll find next to the paramedic label an indicator visually for your tank level. Let's go ahead and now move over to the front section of your apparatus, and we'll talk about some of the components from the driver's side. As we access it, you can see that the step has been deployed, the door is open. You'll find labels here regarding the Pierce label, and also on the side of that, you'll find hazard labels here and warning labels on the door, all of those at all access points of every point of entry. On the left-hand side, you're going to find your Pierce placard. It has the date of manufacture, it has a job number, gross vehicle weight ratings, tire pressures, and also has fluid capacities and the amounts of fluid and types for your vehicle. Let's go ahead and move down to the lower portion here, right-hand side. This is going to be your auto charger. This is when plugged into shore power. This is also location for your warning and caution label here regarding diesel exhaust. On the lower foot pedal area, you'll find a foot pedal for your mechanical siren. Moving up on to about knee height, you'll find this red quarter-turn battery switch and also your pump shift lever. On the dash itself, you'll find your ignition, start, your headlights, and also panel rocker for dimming. Generalized view here, let's focus on the column. This is your windshield wipers and also your tilt and telescope for the column itself. Let's go ahead and take a look on the right-hand side of the column. This is your perimeter lights. Okay to engage the high idle switch. You also have a fuel primer switch and a load manager. There are also 3 future locations for additional switches if needed. Generalized view here of the console of the apparatus will break down some of the components here. Let's first start in the upper left-hand corner. This is going to be your climate control. There is fan control located on the left-hand side, temperature control from cool to hot on the bottom, and also the individual AC or heat and defrost locations here also. Moving down from that location, you'll find your engine brake on-off, the settings for that engine brake, an SRS, which is supplemental restraint system fault indicator, DPF regen, your DPF regen inhibit, and also mirror heat. You'll also find on the dash the Pierce Command Center. This has a variety of information right at your fingertips. It also has your seatbelt information regarding people that are in the cab, whether they have their seatbelt on or not. Let's move down. You'll find on the left this yellow pull to apply for your parking system and push to release. And also on the right, this small black button. This is a push to talk for your headset system for the operator. You're also going to find your Allison transmission pad with an indication to pump and drive. As we move further over, you'll find your mirror controls in addition with cup holders. General overview over the operator's head. Let's break down some of the components with this in this area. Let's first start in the upper left-hand corner over the operator's head. We'll start with the emergency master, roof light, front warning, side warning. Next section down is the lower rear warning, upper rear warning, a high beam flash, and also the control for your Opticom system. Moving just to the right of that, you'll find your air horn, electronic siren, a siren brake, front flood. Just to the next section down, you'll find your driver's side flood, passenger side flood, the rear flood, and also the rear work light switch. To the right in yellow, you'll find the height, length, and gross vehicle weight rating of your vehicle. It also houses information here regarding your job number. This is as it's coming from the manufacturer. If you make any adjustments, you'll need to change this placard. To the right of that, you're going to find your traffic advisor. You have a off, high, and low for the power functions, and also a left, right, split, and flash. There's also an indication with LED lights for the direction of its indication that you have it set for. Located in the very center at the top, you're going to find your Pierce seatbelt information location. Just beneath that, you'll find a radio weather band, and beneath that, your siren control. Located just in front of that, you'll find this red lens. On the lens, it has a warning label regarding not to move your apparatus. This is an indicator that you have a door or a compartment open, and it will flash if it is currently indicating. As we move to the rear of the apparatus, currently the step it's in its down position to gain access. As we look inside, you'll find on the left door and also on the right door, you have an additional grab handle. As we look inside the cab, you can see all forward-facing seats here, fold-down seats on the right. You also have a center compartment here for accessing components. And on the white section here, at the very top of that switch, that's to turn on the lights with inside those compartments. Let's go ahead and move just outside of the cab looking in. We're on the passenger side. As we gain entry into this, you can see overhead your air conditioning heating unit, and also the David Clark headset systems, and also push-on, push-off red lights and white lights. Located in the center, you'll find this netting for that EMS compartment. Located in the very back forward-facing SCBA seats, there are two of those located in the very center. This is an indication of that grab handle as you make entry in and out of your apparatus. Moving up to the very front of the apparatus, your vehicle is equipped with a supplemental restraint system. You can see the SRS on the dash area. You also have adjustable seats. Located underneath the seat, you'll find your grab pull handle for forward and backwards, and also air ride. In the center console here, you're going to find a push to talk at the very bottom, your computer, and also a storage location for charging your portable radio. On the front dash area, you'll find that SRS on the bottom and a map reading light on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and move overhead. Once again, push on, push off, red and white. Also your David Clark system, and also a speaker. Located on the actual call are the dash area. You'll find an LED work lamp and also a charging location for portable radio. Let's go ahead and move overhead in the passenger seat. Directly overhead, you'll find your unit radio on the right. On the left-hand side, you'll find an additional component for your Motorola system located here. In between the two of these units, you'll find a set of switches. Those are going to house your air horn, siren brake, and front flood, and also 5 additional switches for future locations of any components that you currently add. Located in between the two, you'll find this cover. Underneath this cover, you'll find an access door. This access door houses your components for daily checks for oil and also for transmission. There is also a light inside this compartment. Congratulations, Clark County, Nevada, on your new apparatus, job number 30899. If you have any questions as to the content of this video or any questions regarding components, please contact your Hughes Fire sales associate. Thank you and congratulations.